So it looks like the old beef between Teairra Marie and Keri Hilson is still going strong because Keri threatened to jump Teairra over their old beef. Well, as you can expect, Teairra is not letting this go because she just called out Keri and dared her to pull up to fight. And she has some pretty heavy words for Keri. Y'all better take cover because things are about to get messy. As it turns out, both women aren't exactly besties, but from what Keri is saying, it appears that her issues with Teairra have been going on for way longer than anyone could have thought because they're basically sworn enemies at this point. So Keri decided to bring up the old drama again in a recent podcast interview that she did, and she spoke about her relationship with Teairra and what led to their major fallout. She even tried to claim that her fallout with Teairra was the reason that she got blackballed in the industry, and I find this interesting because I don't think that Teairra was ever at a point in her career where she could have gotten someone blackballed. So according to Keri, the reason for their fallout was that Teairra didn't show her love at one of her concerts. She claimed that Teairra was front row at one of her concerts with a man who had invited her. She made it clear that Teairra was the man's guest, but then Teairra acted bored at the event and was on her phone throughout the night.
When you're a performer,
Yes.
we know how important it is to give love to other performers,
Yes.
right? Especially when you happen to be sitting on the front row at their show. And she didn't want to be there. It was very obvious. And I felt disrespected by that. So when they came to my dressing room backstage, I said something and we almost got to scrapping.
Shit.
My Decatur came out, her town came out, and it could have got real ugly.
Keri also confirmed that she said some pretty nasty things to Teairra, and that was what led to the fight.
I don't appreciate you being on the front row
Yeah.
of my show and
Yeah.
not giving me no energy.
I don't remember exactly how I said it, but it was worse than that. It was.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, but it was that. It was that. It was like,
We fellow artists.
you already know what it's like. You could give a courtesy bob. There's a lot of things you
Something.
can do.
Right,
There's
not
a
a
lot of things
side
you can
eye.
do to show love, but she was this.
She then said that she felt like Teairra was being intentionally rude and could have just left the show if she didn't feel like being there, rather than stay and act bored and uninterested.
Oh, this is intentionally rude. Like you want to get slapped. That's how I felt.
She then threw shots at Teairra and called her insignificant.
I guess so. Now you know what I'm talking about and who?
I remember the moment.
You don't remember who it was. Yeah, she's pretty insignificant at this point.
Okay, so I agree that Teairra being front row with that type of energy was weird, especially because she is an artist. And when you are on stage, you don't want anyone in your audience looking bored. Plus, I think Keri could have actually talked to Teairra about it backstage before jumping into insults and then threatening to throw hands. Oh, and the jab about how Teairra is now insignificant is a little funny to me because Keri herself isn't exactly charting on Billboard or selling out shows. Now, not long after Keri's interview dropped, an old video went viral of Teairra talking about the incident and explaining why she was on her phone during the concert.
I was getting calls because my cousin was watching my dog. In the midst, I'm bobbing still, enjoying the show actually. So we go backstage and she's like, she comes back. And she's like, well, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Nice show. Hi, how are you? And she looked at my hand like.
Teairra then threw some insults at Keri.
She's a little stanky. And yeah, so.
Bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
Let's question.
But if that happened again,
the
I
Detroit
better
will come
slap.
out. The Detroit
Yeah.
will come out.
Yeah, sorry, that wasn't that classy either.
Child, these two are messy. I think they both would have thrown it down and fought that day if they hadn't gotten separated. And it's crazy because a simple conversation could have avoided this. But as it turns out, they have both held a grudge against each other ever since that incident happened. Only a few hours after Keri's interview dropped, Teairra publicly called her out and dared her to pull up, saying, "Y'all people gotta leave me alone. I don't bother anybody, just leave me the F alone." So now, Keri, what's up? You want to fight or do you not want to fight? Because I'm going to whoop your ass when I see you. I'm sick of people bothering me. You had a whole different story when I was in your face. You're a liar, B. I don't think Keri really wants to pull up because we've seen Teairra on Love and Hip Hop, and if she says that she's going to whoop Keri, I think she really means it. Fans had a lot to say about this, and they said, Keri is so talented, it just seems like she is a bit messy, cause why even talk about that old ish in such a messy, dramatic way? Didn't her talking too much get her in trouble last time she had a career? No lessons were learned. Keri calling Teairra insufficient is hilarious, considering she and T can drop a single at the same time and it would do the same on the charts. And I don't know, I'm siding with Teairra because this old behind news, and for Keri to say she's irrelevant, what does that make Keri Hilson? Like, if we're going to do this, let's lay it out. Anywho, what do you think about this mess? Do you think that Keri was being shady by bringing up the old drama? Or do you think that Teairra went too far by asking Keri to pull up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, then check out this next video.